Hey guys, welcome back to the Apocalypse Homestead. It is like the 23rd, 24th of July 2022. So this isn't a monthly homestead update. 'Cause I've already done July's and I don't know, once a month I feel like it's good for me. I'm not really doing a lot that y'all need to see more than once a month. But by the time I do August's homestead update, things are going to look a little bit different in the garden. So I wanted to show you kind of a before and after kind of thing. And also show you what kind of difference soil can make. So these last 3 or 4 beds that I built in the winter time have by far the lowest quality soil. They're absolute shit. That's why I didn't get any squash this year, because I had about 2 or 3 inches of decent quality soil that I imported in, but underneath that, even though I put some compost in, underneath that it was basically a concrete slab of red clay, and the roots just couldn't get any nutrients, and it didn't hold water probably either, so they didn't do very well. And this bed's no different. This is the last bed I built, so this is probably the least, this bed has easily received the least amount of amendments, because this is has only had one crop growing in it all season. And it's done really well, but it's cowpeas. It's purple hull peas. So they do really well in poor soil. And you can see this bed is kind of dying off a little bit, and I'm about to harvest the second batch of peas from it, and then I'm probably going to pull it up and start getting it ready for the fall. But it did really well. It really blanketed this bed, spilled over a little bit into the pathways. A couple of vines went up into my sunchokes over here. Not really that big of a deal. But this is a vining aggressive species of plant right here, and you can see it kind of stayed where it was. It doesn't have awesome soil, but it did make a lot of a field piece for me, so that was awesome. And then as you go back towards the older beds here, the soil gets progressively more and more fertile until you get, to these first couple of beds that I built, and you can see this is just absolutely bananas. I mean, so this is a bed right here. You can't see the outline of it anymore because it's completely covered in purple hull peas. But it's over here climbing up my corn. It's climbing up my corn over there. It has come over across to this bed into my cucumber trellis. And there's more over here on the other side that's going into my asparagus and into my lemongrass. And it's just completely out of control. I mean, look at this. I mean, this is the next bed over. You can't see it. And you can see it's pulling the corn down, kind of. It's bananas. I walked out here the other day and I couldn't believe it. So here's another bed over here, completely overtaken. Going up the sunflowers. Got some bumblebees in the sunflowers. That's awesome. So you see the difference in soil quality. Like something like a purple hull pea that does really good in poor quality soil, but does outstanding, insane, out of control. I need to figure out how to pump the brakes on it at some point. And in the future, I'm thinking I'm probably gonna have to grab a tiller and find a spot out in the outside of this garden to grow these sorts of things, because it's just too out of control. So I just wanted to. So this weekend, I'm gonna have to come out here and try and rein this in. Try and maybe pick up the vines and kind of scoot them back into their beds and keep them under control. But I don't. So, but grasshopper here. But I'm pretty excited too. By the way, my sorghum's going to seed, making sorghum grains that I'm going to feed to my chickens. But I'll show you more of that. I got some corn coming in too. I'll show you more of that in a couple of weeks when I do my August homestead update. But I really just wanted to show what the garden's looking like right now. And I don't know if there's anything I can do because the vines are already grabbing hold of everything, and I don't know. I don't want to cut them back because they're making food. But I don't know. So I don't know what to do. I might just have to let it go crazy. There's lots of bees and wasps on my buckwheat, so that's really awesome. I got my first ears of corn coming in. Look at that, it's beautiful. And I've never grown corn before, so this is pretty cool. Sunflowers are going bananas. So anyway, just a quick video just to show you that. Not much of an update on the homestead, but just to contrast, you know, how important it is to have quality soil. And I keep telling people who say that they don't have a green thumb, I was like, always remember, you're not growing food, you're growing soil. The soil grows the food. So if you know, and it takes, and you know, even someone like me who's an experienced gardener, like I had kind of a dog shit spring summer season. I got, you know, these peppers look all right, but they're not really. I have 96 pepper plants in here, guys. I should be drowning in peppers. I should be at the farmer's market with peppers every weekend. But I'm getting just enough for my own personal use. I got a handful of tomatoes. You know, the tomatoes did pretty well, but all of the squash I planted, absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. I got like 5 Tondo Scuro di Piacenza squash, a little baseball squash. I got like 5 of those. I made one meal out of them. It was really delicious. But that was all I got. I got no zucchini at all. I've never had a problem growing zucchini, but I got nothing, no zucchini. And it's because I had bad soil. It's because, you know, I mean, especially up here, we're coming uphill, so the higher uphill we go, the more clay there is, the less topsoil. Down there, the soil was pretty decent, and, you know, from the get-go. But over here, these beds over here need a lot of work still. And, you know, I'm gonna pull this up this weekend or next weekend probably, and get it ready for the fall. And this has received no amendment at all, except what I initially amended it with, but I probably didn't do anything. I need many more buckets of compost, you know, broad forked into the soil before that's going to be a good viable bed. So, and you know, maybe next year I'm going to grow a lot of squash, because the squash I'll be planting will be way back there in the older, better beds. But that just goes to show you're growing soil, not food. So, you know, if you have an initial bad harvest on your first few years, just keep adding compost to it. Keep building quality compost. And all it is fallen leaves and grass. I mean, you can make compost out of fallen leaves and grass. But if you've got kitchen scraps, if you've got any kind of animal manure that you can add to that, that only makes it better. But the basics are browns and greens, carbons and nitrogen. And that's grass clippings and fallen leaves. And most people have that on their own property. I have an abundance of it, so I make a lot of it. I got a very large garden, but so grow soil, not food. Anyway, just a quick video just to show you what I got going on here. It's absolutely bananas. And hopefully this grows me a lot of chicken feed, because I need it. Yeah, so I'll talk to you guys later. Talk to you guys in a couple weeks, actually. All right, love yous.